Hello students, I am Dr. Himanshu Kanpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. Today we will start with our third poem, that is Rabbi Ben Ezra by Robert Browning. We will begin with the introduction to the poet. Robert Browning, a major Victorian poet, is renowned for his intellectual vigor and psychological studies of human nature. In 1845, he met the poetess Elizabeth Barrett, and the two decided to elope to Italy as Elizabeth's father was opposed to their marriage. They lived mainly in Italy until Elizabeth's death in 1861, after which Browning returned to England with his son. His noteworthy works include Pauline, dramatic lyrics, dramatic romances, Men and Women, Dramatis Personae, and The Ring and the Book. Robert Browning was a tremendous influence on the poets of the 20th century such as Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, and Robert Frost due to his technique of creating psychological portraits through poetry. His poetry may be called the poetry of soul because Browning's aim was soul dissection. He had an inquisitive and deeply analytical mind which helped him in the search of the causes and sources of human emotions. We can say that Browning art is entirely pervaded by intellectual curiosity and almost merged in the systematic quest of truth. The poet in whom this age was longest in recognizing itself is the one who best answered not as Tennyson to its easier and emotional genius, but to its intense desire of rationality in religious beliefs and his life. So, Browning's typical form, that towards which all other forms may be said to converge, is the monologue. There properly resides the newness of his art. His main idea is to throw light upon the realm of consciousness. When we say that he had an inquisitive and a deeply analytical mind, what his main idea is to throw light on the realm of consciousness, and to do this he frees himself from all the shackles which impede psychological analysis, whether they are connected with action and narration or the laws of material probability, and the various occasions when the external world in actual life obstructs and obscures that of the spirit. So, an important trait of his poetry is the note of optimism, which springs out of his faith in religion and realistic appraisal of success and failure. His greatest achievement lies in the handling of dramatic monologue and his grasp of the psychological aspects of human nature. We will discuss this term dramatic monologue in detail in another video. But here I would like to tell you something about the dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue was peculiarly suited to Browning's genius. The dramatic monologue is considered as dramatic because it is the utterance of imaginary characters and not of the poet himself, and because in it character is developed not through any description on the part of the poet, but through a conflict between the opposite thoughts and emotions of the character himself. So, it is a monologue because it is the conversation of a single individual with himself. Mono means one and log means conversation. The form is also referred to as a monodrama, and we can say that in each monologue The speaker is placed in the most momentous or critical situation of his life, and the monologue embodies his reaction to this situation. Unlike a dramatist, Browning does not begin slowly with an action leading to the crisis. Rather, he plunges headlong into the crisis in his dramatic monologues. For this reason, his monologues have an abrupt, very arresting opening, and at the same time, what has gone before is suggested cleverly or brought out through retrospective meditation and reflection. This is his greatest achievement lies in handling of dramatic monologue and his grasp of the psychological aspect of human nature. This is about dramatic monologue. Now we come to interpreting the poem, that is Rabbi Ben Ezra. So the poem Rabbi Ben Ezra was first published in the volume of Browning's poems entitled Dramatic Personae, published in 1864. Rabbi is a Hebrew word which means one who is learnt in theology and religious philosophy. Ben has its roots in the Arabic word ibn, which means son. This poem is in the form of a dramatic monologue, and the great rabbi, who is a 12th century poet, scholar and mathematician, great rabbi is the speaker. Abraham ibn Ezra was a rabbi who was driven by persecution from Spain into a life of travel and scholarship. He was a multifaceted personality, a theologian, a philosopher, a linguist, and a scientist. He was a strong believer in immortality. He found the second half of his life much more productive and satisfactory than the first half. Rabbi Ben Ezra is a long poem which sums up Browning's optimistic vision of imperfection. This poem expresses Browning's philosophy of life regarding both youth and old age. Browning conveys through this poem that youth is a time of struggle for glimpses of God's omnipotence in an imperfect world, whereas old age can revel in the wisdom of the spiritual. And this wisdom comes from maturity, and one realizes and recognizes divine perfection behind earthly imperfection. It is at this age that one perceives God's unbounded love as well as God's omnipotence. So, in this poem, Rabbi Ben Ezra, Browning's Rabbi Ben Ezra sees life's trials and tribulations, life's problems as a road to spiritual development and maturity of soul. Rabbi feels that if a person is suffering at present, then it is a road to spiritual development and maturity of the soul. These trials and tribulations are necessary part of life. Rather than holding unto today and prolonging our youth with all its follies. Follies means mistakes. We should welcome the wisdom and understanding of God's plan. It means everything that is happening in our life is according to the God's plan, which we gain as we progress through life troubles to old age and ultimately to death. So it is at this age that one perceives God's unbounded love as well as God's omnipotence. Rabbi Ben Ezra explores the contrasting problems of faith and doubt, spiritual evolution that troubled Browning's Victorian contemporaries. In particular, the speaker's rejection of low pleasures of life in the human quest for true happiness projects Browning's dismissal of the hedonism in Edward Fitzgerald's The Rubaiyat of Homer Khayyam. So, what Browning here wants to express in this poem? In other words, he feels that old age is the best part of life for which youth is a preparation. So, we must trust God and not be afraid. Here, here it is mentioned that the speaker rejection of low pleasures of life in the human quest for true happiness projects Browning's dismissal of the hedonism in Edward Fitzgerald, The Rubaiyat of Homer Khayyam. Actually, the story as it is usually told is that Robert Browning was given a copy of Fitzgerald's Rubaiyat by Dante Gabriel Rossetti in 1861. Robert Browning was given a copy. In 1864, Browning published a collection of poems called Dramatis Personae. In this collection was the poem entitled Rabbi Ben Ezra, and it talks about Abraham ibn Ezra, a 12th century poet, scholar and mathematician, which basically rejects the hedonistic sentiments of Fitzgerald's Khayyam in favor of higher things. Indeed, Rabbi Ben Ezra might be described as Browning's reply to Fitzgerald's Rubaiyat, Browning's Rabbi being the opposite number to Fitzgerald's Omer. In other words, Rabbi Ben Ezra says that in the poem that life is more than just joy and feasting. This means that Rabbi places values on life's problems because they are part of our development process. At one place in the poem, Rabbi praises God's plan, which he now realizes is perfect. He then thanks God that he is a human being and expresses his trust in God's purposes. This is all about the poem Rabbi Ben Ezra by Robert Browning. Thank you.